Hey guys, it's Miss Jaime with Botetourt County Libraries. I hope you had a great week and got to get outside and enjoy some nice weather. I also hope you were able to tune into Miss Megan and Miss Jackie's story time earlier this week. They were both sharing books about adventures. So, adventures. Do you like to go on adventures? Do you like to explore places you've never been to and see new and amazing creatures that you've never seen before? Do you like to meet new people and share your stories of your travels? Well, then you like to go on adventures just like me. That's why I wanted to share a fairy tale with you about a little boy who goes on an adventure up into the sky. Do you know what the name of the story is? That's right, Jack and the Beanstalk. You guys are so smart. So some of you have already read this, and that's great because then you can help me with the ogre's rhyme, right? But before we get started, I wanted to share a few signs with you. So the first one is for bean, and you're going to take your non-dominant hand, the one that you don't use all the time, so probably your left hand, and you're going to make it into a fist. You put your pointer finger sticking out, and with your other hand, you take your thumb and finger, and you can actually take all your fingers and you pull it like you're pulling the bean. Really simple, bean. So the other sign is for giant. And to represent the giant, you're going to take your hands and you're going to signal up like this, right above you. And you're going to make big eyes like, oh my gosh, she's so big. And you can make it really tall, really tall. So some of you are wondering, why do we need the giant? Well, there's a giant in the story, and in our story there's actually an ogre, and an ogre, if you don't know, is a very big monstrous creature, and he is not very nice. He doesn't look very nice either. The most famous ogre I know of is Shrek, but I don't think that he looks very mean, and I don't think he's very monstrous. I think he's kind of cute. So even though he's an ogre, that's not what our ogre looks like. In our story, we are going to run into a very mean ogre, but it's okay because I'm here. I'm not going to let anything happen to you. That ogre can't get out of this book, but I'm telling you, he's kind of creepy and he's very, very mean. So let's get started, all right? So you'll notice for story time, we are not in my bedroom doing story time. I brought you outside to my balcony where I've got all my vegetable and fruit plants out for the summer. And I thought this was the perfect place to do our story time since we were reading Jack and the Beanstalk. I could make my little Brussels sprout plant, no, my Brussels sprout plant pretend to be my beanstalk for the story. So I thought since we're doing Jack and the Beanstalk, we could sing a few songs before we read our book, and maybe use some of our signs in these songs. So would you like to sing a new song with me? You would? All right. Well, the first song is called I'm a Little Bean Song, and it goes to the tune of I'm a Little Teapot. Ready? I'm a little bean, small and round. Bury me deep into the soft ground. Sprinkle me with water and sunshine too, and watch me grow as tall as you. You want to sing it again? Yeah, I like that one. Ready? I'm a little bean, small and round. Bury me deep into the soft ground. Sprinkle me with water and sunshine too, and watch me grow as tall as you. In this next song, we get to use the sign for bean. We're going to use that for beanstalk, and the word for giant. Do you remember those signs? Bean and giant, ah, giant. Right, good job. I'm glad you remembered those. So now we can sing our song, and it goes to the tune of Shortening Bread. Ready? Jack and the beanstalk, 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 Jack and the beanstalk, growing up high. Looking for the giant, 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 looking for the giant way up high. Climbing back down, back down, back down, climbing back down, quick, quick, quick. I like that song. So it's really short. I thought we could sing it again. Maybe we'll sing it a third time and we'll see if we can get faster each time. Ready? Let's do it again. Ready? Um, Jack and the beanstalk, 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 Jack and the beanstalk, growing up high. Looking for the giant, 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 looking for the giant way up in the sky. Climbing back down, back down, back down, climbing back down, quick, quick, quick. Good job. You think we could go faster? Let's see if we could go faster. Ready? Jack and the Beanstalk, 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 Jack and the Beanstalk, grown up high. Looking for the giant, 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 looking for the giant way up high. Climbing back down, back down, back down, back down, climbing quick, 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 quick. That's those words up at the end. Still, I had fun singing it. Okay, so it's time for our story, Jack and the Beanstalk. And there's lots of different versions of Jack and the Beanstalk. I chose this one by Stephen Kellogg because I really like his illustrations. You can see they're very detailed. Look at this. We've got the ogre up here. We've got the ogre's wife here, the harp, Jack running away with a chicken, all these tendrils from the beanstalk. I just really love his illustrations. And so we know that there's lots of different tellings. Last week we told the story of the three little pigs as we knew it, right? And then we read a fractured fairy tale, and it was told from the point of the view of the wolf. So there are other versions of this that you can find in the library, or you might have some at home. So we'll see what our version brings us today, the Jack and the Beanstalk. And I love this. Look at these end pages. Last week we didn't really have end pages that had color. We had a really pretty cover, but not the title pages. So really like this. We've got the ogre in there, bags of gold, right? A pirate flag. Really cool end pages. So Jack and the Beanstalk. Those are our first pages. You can see Jack and his mom, and we've got some cats over here, and a strange man that we'll get to in a little bit. We'll meet him. There was once upon a time a poor widow who had only a son named Jack and a cow named Milky White. And all they had to live on was the milk that the cow gave every morning, which they carried to the market, and then they sold, and they could buy other things. But one morning, Milky White didn't give any milk, and they didn't know what to do. Well, cheer up, Mom. I'll go into town and I'll get some work, said Jack. We've tried that before, and nobody would take you, cried his mother. We must sell Milky White and take her money, and we'll start shop or something. We'll do something, right? And you can see Mom is so upset here. Jack's trying to milk the cow, but nothing is coming out. We got one drop. Look, and that cat's gonna get that drop of milk. So Jack heads to town, and on his way to market, he runs into a strange little man that says, "Good morning, Jack." "Well, good morning to you, sir." And Jack wondered, how did this man know my name? Now look, this is the man. What is strange about him? What is different? Yes, he's very short. He's got a long beard. He's wearing some clothes that you don't normally see people wearing, right? When you're walking down the street into town. He looks different than Jack. And he says to Jack, "Can you tell me how many beans make 5? Well, Jack is very sharp, so he answered, 2 beans in each hand and 1 in my mouth. And the man laughed. "Right," he said, "and as you are such a bright kid, I don't mind doing a swap with you. I'll take your cow and I'll give you some beans." "Go along," said Jack. "Tell me some more." But these are magical beans," said the man. "If you plant them tonight, by morning they grow right up to the sky." "Really?" said Jack. "Yes, and if it doesn't turn out to be true, you can have your cow back." Right? Jack is, oh my gosh, he is amazed by this. Right? Could you imagine? I mean, you see my plants? You see my beanstalk right here? This took weeks. I can't just plant a seed and have it grow overnight, but this man, he promises you could plant these beans and they're going to grow way tall. Do you believe him? Would you believe him? Would you make this swap? Would you trade your cow for 5 magical beans? I don't know if that's a good swap. Do you think his mom's gonna be happy when he gets home? Right? She wants some money. She needs some bread. She needs some cheese. She needs some food. "Oh, he comes home back already," she said. Yes, you'll never guess what I got. for the cow. Oh, could it be 5 pounds? Could it be 10 pounds? Could it be 15? Oh my gosh, is it 20 pounds? I knew you couldn't guess. What do you say to these magical beans? Said Jack. You plant them tonight and... What? Said his mother. You have been such an idiot as to give away my milky white cow, the best milker in the parish, for a set of some paltry beans? What is with you? Off to bed, and no dinner for you, and as far as your precious beans, here they go out the window. And she throws them out the window, and you can see her throwing them in this picture. She is not happy, right? She is very, very upset. She was expecting him to come home with money or with food, with something, not 5 beans. That's not going to get them anywhere. And she's thinking just like me, right? It takes weeks to grow something like this. You're not going to be able to get a beanstalk the next day. He's very upset. So Jack, he goes up to bed, right? He goes upstairs to his little room in the attic, and he's sad and he's sorry, especially because he's sad for his mom yelling at him, and he's also really sad because he didn't get any supper. But at last he dropped off to sleep, and we can see what's happening while he's sleeping, right? Let's see. We have Jack up in his room, and do you see his mom? Where is his mom? Oops, I didn't show you where his mom is. Look, his mom is over here. Mom's over here on the porch crying, right? She's upset, and he's up here in the room crying. And what do you see? The cat notices something. What does the cat notice? That's right. He notices that that beanstalk looks to be growing, right? This is coming out of the ground. And it's already kind of tall, right? I've never seen a beanstalk like that. It's really big. Very, very cool. Clearly it's growing, but they don't see it yet. So what do you think will happen? Do you think Jack might find it the next morning and climb up it? Would you climb up it? I don't know if I would, but we'll see. When Jack woke up, he saw that the beans had sprung up into a big beanstalk that went way up, 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 till it reached the sky. So the old man had been telling him the truth. Well, Jack gave a jump onto the beanstalk, and he climbed 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 until at last he reached the sky. First step on his adventure, right? Climbing up the beanstalk. Jack walked along and he walked along and he walked along and he does a lot of walking until he came to a great big tall house. And on the doorstep was a great big tall woman. Look how tall she is. She's very tall. She almost doesn't even fit on the page. She's so tall. Good morning, Mom, said Jack. Could you be so kind as to give me some breakfast? It's breakfast you want, is it? Said the great big tall woman. It's breakfast you'll be if you don't move on. My man is an ogre, and there's nothing he likes better than broiled boys on toast. Oh, please, Mom, cried Jack. I've had nothing to eat since yesterday morning, and really and truly, Mom, I may as well be broiled as if I die from hunger. Right? I'd rather be broiled because I'm just going to die from hunger. Please, please, please feed me. So do you think she feeds him? Do you think she brings him in? She looks kind of mean. I don't know that she'd say yes. What do you think? You think she says yes? Oh, she proved me wrong. The ogre's wife was not half bad after all. She took Jack into the kitchen and gave him some bread and cheese, when all of a sudden they heard a thump, 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 thump. Who could it be? Goodness gracious me, said the ogre's wife. Come along quick. And she bundled Jack into the oven just as the ogre came in. She put him in there. She's hiding him. Wow, I'm surprised. He was a big one, this ogre. Yep, look at him. Look at that. Look at him. Ah, wife, he said. What's this I smell? Fee, fi, fo, fum. I smell the
blood of an Englishman. Be alive or be he dead, I'll grind his bones to make my bread. Man, could you imagine being ground into dust just to make bread? Nonsense, dear, said his wife. You're dreaming. Or perhaps you smell the scraps of that boy you liked so much for yesterday's dinner. Here you go, and have a wash and tidy up, and by the time you come back, those calves will be broiled for your breakfast. And you can see him looking around the kitchen. But he believes his wife, right? And so off he goes. And when the ogre returns, he is eating his breakfast. After that, he went to a big chest, and he took out a couple of bags of gold, and down he sat and counted. At last his head began to nod, and he began to snore until the whole house shook again. And you can see him here laying on the table, right? I get tired after I eat too, so I understand. And he has so much money to count. I bet it was so boring counting that money, right? Well, Jack crept out of the oven, and he saw all the gold on the table, and he decided to grab a bag of gold. And he was off before you could say Jack Robinson. Right? Now, is it okay to steal? No, it's not okay to steal. So Jack should not have stolen that money, but he did. He took that money, he snuck away. And when Jack came down to the beanstalk, he threw the gold down, which of course rained down right on top of his mother's head. She was standing in the garden. And does she look happy or what? Right? She looks happy. When Jack climbed down, Mother, he said, wasn't I right about the beans? They really are magical, you see. So they lived off the bag of gold for some time. She was so happy. But at last they came to the end of it, and Jack made up his mind to try his luck one more time, and he went up the beanstalk. Okay, so last time he went up the beanstalk, he met the ogre and the ogre's wife, and he stole some money, right? What do you think will happen when he goes up this time? And would you go back up? I think maybe I'd go up that first time, but after seeing those ogres and just narrowly escaping them, I don't think that I would go back up there. But Jack, he wants some money. He wants to go back up. So he goes up. And what does he see this time? Let's see. So he rose early in the morning, and he jumped onto the beanstalk, and he climbed, 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 and we know he climbed and climbed and climbed and climbed until he reached to the sky, right? And he saw that great big tall house again. And there, sure enough, standing on the doorstep was who? The big tall woman. Oh, do you think she will recognize him? Go away, my boy, said the big tall woman, or else my man will eat you for breakfast. But wait, aren't you the youngster who came up here once before? Do you know that very day my man missed one of his bags of gold? That's strange, Mum, said Jack, bold as brass. I dare say I could tell you something about that, but I'm so hungry. I could not speak until I've had some breakfast. Well, the big tall woman was very intrigued by this and very curious, so she took him inside and fed him. All happened as it did before. They heard the thump, 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 and they heard the fee-fi-fo-fum. And after breakfast, the ogre said, Wife, bring me the hen that lays golden eggs. So she brought it, and ogre said, Lay, and it laid an egg. It was golden. And he said, Lay again, and she laid another golden egg. And soon the ogre began to nod his head and to snore till the house shook. And then Jack tiptoed out of the oven and nabbed the golden hen and ran off. Look at him, he grabbed that. Do you think he'll get away this time? Let's see. But this time the hen gave a cackle that woke the ogre, and just as Jack got out of the house, he heard him roaring, Wife, White, what have you done with my golden hen? Oh, he is not going to be happy, that ogre, right? Look at that. Look at that face. He looks very angry. He looks like he could hurt somebody. When Jack got home, he showed his mother the wonderful hen and said, Lay. and it laid a golden egg every time he said lay. Well, Mom was very, very happy, but it wasn't long before Jack decided once again that he needed to try his luck up there in the beanstalk. So a third time he's going. Do you think that you would go a third time? Do you think you would? I don't know. He almost got caught last time. That hen made a sound. He almost got caught. I don't think I would go. But let's see. Jack is still going on his adventure. So this time, he knew better than to go to the ogre's wife and to go straight into the house. So when the big tall woman came out with the pail, he crept into the house and snuck into the bread box. Oh, remember, she had been putting him in the oven. So he went into the bread box. Well, he hadn't been there long when he heard a thump, 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 just as before, and in came the ogre and his wife. Fee, fi, fo, fum, I smell the blood of an Englishman. I smell him, wife, I smell him. Do you, my dearie, said the ogre's wife. Well, if it's the little rogue that stole your hen and gold, then he's sure to have gotten into the oven. So she knows where he is, right? But is he in the oven? No, right? Where is he? He's in the bread box. They walked right by him. Well, they both rushed to the oven, but Jack was not there. And the ogre's wife said, "There you go again with your fee-fi-fo-fum. Why, of course, it's the boy you caught last night that I've just broiled for your breakfast," she said. "How forgetful am I, and how careless are you not to know the difference between a live and dead boy after all these years." Well, I could have sworn, said the ogre, and he decided he was just going to search the kitchen anyway. So look, him and his wife have searched everywhere but one place. Where did they not search? Where did they not search? They didn't search the bread box. There he is. Do you see his eyes? She's leaning right on it. They searched everywhere and could not find him. So the ogre ate breakfast, and after breakfast was over, the ogre called out, "Wife, bring me my golden harp." So she brought it, and she said, "Sing." And the golden harp sang the most beautiful song. And it went on singing and singing until the ogre fell asleep. And do you see this harp? The harp is beautiful. If you can't see it, let's see. Right here, see? It has all these women on the harp, and they sing this beautiful, beautiful song. But it does put the ogre to sleep. And he started snoring, and that was Jack's cue. That's when he lifted the lid very quietly on the bread box, and he crept out like a mouse on his hands and knees and came to the table, and up he crawled, and he caught hold of the golden harp. But the harp called out, "Master, master, help us!" Right? And look, oh, that ogre wakes up. He does not look happy, does he? He roars. That would scare me. Those teeth scare me. Jack ran as fast as he could, but the ogre came rushing after him. And when the ogre saw Jack climbing down for dear life, he swung himself onto the beanstalk, which shook with his weight. And down climbed Jack, and after him climbed the ogre, and Jack called out, "Mother, mother, bring the axe, bring the axe." What do you think he will do with the axe? You think he'll hit the ogre? Let's see. Maybe. Well, Jack's mother rushed out with the axe in her hand, and Jack gave a chop to the beanstalk. Oh, that's a great idea. He's going to chop down the beanstalk. The ogre fell down, and he broke his crown, and the beanstalk came tumbling after. Look, so he broke his crown, which means he broke his head. That's not good for the ogre. What with showing the golden harp and selling the golden eggs, Jack and his mother became very rich, and Jack married a great princess, and they all lived happily ever after. If you can see, the beanstalk has fallen. You can see the eye of the ogre right there. So the ogre has died. He's gone. Well, that was an interesting story. I don't know that I would have climbed up the beanstalk 3 times. What about you? I think the first time was good enough. I don't need to be greedy, right? I don't need those golden eggs. I'd like the golden eggs. I'd like the golden heart, but there's no need for all that, right? Well, I hope you enjoyed that book. Well, guys, that's the end of our story time for this week. I hope you enjoyed yourself. I'm going to be sharing lots of fairy tales this summer since our summer reading challenge is all about fairy tales. I hope that you are participating. If you are not, please go to our website, www.bocolibraries.info, to find out more information about how to join. I'll put links in the description below. Some of you are here because you are already participating and you know that you need a secret code. Today's secret code is the letter JD 3000. So JD 3000. And I'll put that down in the description as well. You can also count our story time towards the fairy tale badge. So we read Jack and the Beanstalk. You can check that off, and you can check off the Three Little Pigs from last week's story time as well. So you're well on your way to earning your badges. And if you want something else fun to do today or this weekend with your family or all summer long, please stop by the Botetourt Sports Complex. Last weekend, Miss Jackie and I went and hung up a story. And Miss Megan helped us put together this story walk. So we have a picture book for you. We've got beautiful natural wildlife pictures, and we also have some physical fitness challenges for you and your family to participate in. So go check that out. You'll find a secret code on there as well that you can use in your summer reading badge earning. And I hope to see you there. You have a great week.